afternoon. This is Dr. Russell Robinson coming to you live from his office. I hope everyone's doing well. Welcome to another Monday. Yes, without Mondays, there would not be any Fridays, so I'm happy to have another Monday. I hope all of you are enjoying the last days of summer. Actually, the last day of summer. I think we go into fall starting tomorrow, certainly by Wednesday. I want to also take a little time to thank all of you for your work regarding the demonstration speeches. I know that you all have put a lot of time and effort into that. Thank you so much for it. I know that I'm asking an awful lot, but I wouldn't ask an awful lot if I didn't think you could not give an awful lot. So I appreciate that. I also know that my assignment or the instructions I may have given may have generated a little confusion, so I wanted to take some time to modify some due dates, because I want to make sure that everyone has an opportunity to put forth their best work and even give me enough time to offer good constructive feedback to help make what you've turned in even better. So what I want to do first of all is take a look at some of the PowerPoint presentations that have come into me, and I want to highlight some good quality work, best practice. And then I also want to take some time to look at some work that is okay, but again could be better. And I also want to make sure that I take some time to share with you the guidelines for what a good PowerPoint presentation should consist of. I didn't do that, and I apologize. I normally do that. I think I've just been overwhelmed with some things. But let me go ahead and take a little time to get that to you now, because I think when you see what we're looking for, that will help you an awful lot. Let me minimize this. Excuse me. And let's go ahead and make a few modifications if we can. Drag this over. Okay, I don't need that just yet, but what I do want is this. So let's take a look at what we've got here. I'll put me up to the side so you can still see me, but I'm also going to make this bigger. Let's see what we got going on. So basically, this is what I'm looking for in your PowerPoint presentations. We first want to make sure that the background does not detract from the text or other graphics. 2, we want to make sure that the choice of the background is appropriate for the project. 3, the presentation is free of clip art. And we'll go into more of what that means. Next, the student is physically demonstrating the fitness activity themselves. No proxies, it has to be you. Next, photographs used are employing the rules of thirds. Next, font formats. They've been carefully planned to enhance the readability and content. Next, the presentation is free of misspellings and grammatical errors. Further, all graphics are attractive, size and colors, and support the theme/content of the presentation. Next, if the PowerPoint does contain video, we want to make sure that the video plays seamlessly. Further, we also want to make sure that the presentation has at least 10 slides. Each slide contains no more than 10 words per slide. The student in the demonstration is dressed in appropriate attire. And I need to go in. Student in the demonstration is dressed in appropriate attire. Whoops, caught myself. Next, the student is presenting a fitness activity in an appropriate location, meaning if you are demonstrating how to shoot a basketball, you're not doing this in your apartment or dorm room, but you're on a basketball court. Trust me, I've seen people do that, and that's why I need to make that specified. So let's now take a look at a good presentation that someone has submitted, one of your classmates. And if I can drag it over, here it is. It is Cycling in the City. And this comes to us from Thomas Harnett. Now, clearly, by me using his presentation, that should tell you off the bat that this obviously is an A presentation already, because we're using this as the model. So Thomas, congratulations. Now, even though it's an A presentation, it still could be better. And I'm going to even share with you how he could make this better. Okay, so what we have here right now is we actually have his title slide. And I love how he has the photo here kind of in a mosaic of sorts. Almost looks like it is the church type stuff. Either way, it's a good title slide. We move into this, and we're now going to go into his introduction. We actually have video that plays on demand, plays seamlessly. Now, there are a few jumps in it, but again, we actually see him doing this, again, which I think is great. It gives us an introduction. Hopefully, he'll have some type of monologue that'll proceed, that'll come along in tandem with that, narration, if you will. Okay, so now we will go into his agenda, or basically what will be covered in his presentation. I hate the word agenda. I shouldn't have used it because people can't seem to come up with an alternative word for agenda. How about contents? So that's something to think about. So let's take a look at where I think this could be fixed. I'm going to go ahead and get the pen tool, and notice where I'm going to draw the pen. I'm going around this and around this. Notice how the boxes kind of like come inside of the photograph. Not what I would like to have seen, but again, it's not bad. It's not a deal breaker, if you will. All right, so I would say that those need to be brought back in a little bit, as you can see. Also, I would like to see a border around this if possible. All right, so let's move on. And we now go into items or equipment that he's going to need for this. I see here how everything is listed in the presentation. I'm going to come back to that. I hate that. Ugh, I hate this mouse. So I'm going to go back to this and draw your attention to some highlights. Let's take a look at what I see here. I'm going to make it white so you can actually see it. And go to the pen. Good. So I've got that. So notice here how everything comes down in one section. Comes down in one section, like here. And everything, again, reads left to right, bike, and so forth. So everything is like linear. And again, if we go back to our rule of thirds, notice again how even in this, all pieces within side of the presentation, every corner is being used for something. Okay? So every corner, and I'm having a little fun at his expense, but yes, every corner is being used for something within the presentation. In this area, I see photographs. We'll go back again. In this area, I see photographs here. In this area, I see more photographs. In this area, I see text. In this top area, I see text. I see border. So really, nothing is being left unused, which is great. Okay, so now we'll go to this other slide, where I would like to have seen some continuity. Would have been, I guess, a border here. And I don't know. I'm looking as best as I can. I can't see a border, so I think a border would be appropriate there. I also know that video is going to play here, but if I go back to it, I want to take a look here and let you see something that I noticed this time around. Notice how the video is kind of disfigured, how the video basically looks like it's kind of stretched out. I would make modifications for that in your video settings so that it will, again, will not look like that. Otherwise, it kind of takes away from the quality of this photograph that we have here. Again, also notice that we do not have any borders here. I would love to see some type of border around this. But again, rule of thirds prevails. Everything here in this slide picture is being used. Everything in this template or this I guess, screen is being used. Again, very good work. Next, again, we see the rule of thirds being played out rather well. What, again, I would like to have seen are borders here. But, again, notice even with the photographs that we have here, the photos, everything is being used. Nothing is being unused here. If anything, I would probably say try to narrow this in, but I don't think you can do but so much. But the door here is a problem. It's a little bit of a distraction, but we can work around it. And again, we have good information. I think the only thing missing here is some sort of a border. I think it's there. I just can't see it because of the color. Moving on to the next slide. Again, we've talked about this before. I would fix that. Again, everything here seems to be on point, spot on. Very good presentation. I like what I see there. It's a very good presentation. It looks as though that a lot of time and effort was put into that. And again, if you take a look at this person's presentation here, we can notice that they basically watched the tutorials. When you watch tutorials and really give a lot of time to the tutorial, it will help you out an awful lot. Sorry, I'm looking at the camera. I need to be looking at the camera. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and show you a presentation that's a little different. I'm going to pull it over right here. Watch this. Magic of computer magic. Whoosh. Okay, that didn't go too well. Let's try it again. Whoosh. Oh, that's cool, right? Isn't that nice? Drag it over. See, isn't that nice? That's funky. I like it. I like it. Okay, the little things mean a lot to me. So anyway, we're now going to take a look at this presentation. This comes to us from a student that's not in your class. So we're going to go ahead and look at their presentation, and we'll play it and see what happens with it. So as we notice, actually I'm not going to play it. What I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put me to the side, if you can. I'm going to actually minimize my picture here, and I'm going to go ahead and bring up this presentation, and I'm also going to bring up the instructions or the little template that I've got so we can go over this, in a split screen mode so we can actually see where my areas of critique would be. I don't like my mouse. It's not being nice to me. All right, so let's bring this over. All right, cool. Let's minimize this a little bit, but we kind of know what we're looking for, right? So let's see what we've got here. All right. So the background does not detract from the text or other graphics. The background is not really what I would call appropriate here. Take a look at this. The background is made of some type of, I guess, stencil, or it looks like it's a faux embroidery. It's not working too well for me. Let's see what else we got here too. I'm just gonna take a look. Maybe I should do that. Come here, come here. I was too quick. Let's go ahead and bring this up if I can. I want to try to find me again. Where am I? I can't see me. My department chair would probably say it's a good thing you can't see him. There we go. Bring me back up like a genie in a bottle, right? Okay, so let's bring me up, because I actually do want to be seen. I'll just minimize myself here so you can actually see what I'm offering. So if we take a look here in this section, again, I'm not too thrilled with that. Font could be better. So let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. All right, again, font size is a little short, a little small. I'd like to have seen a little bit something else. Also notice here in this area, this little blank space here. There's a lot of space that could be used. I don't know why we're not using this space. I want to see if I can go ahead and bring in something so I can really show you the point of what I'm trying to prove here. Let's bring in a box so you can see what I mean. Notice how you have a lot of space that's just not being used. Okay, you could actually go ahead and place a graphic here. All right, and again, not really being used. All right, so again, let's take a look at our next slide. And our next slide is this. Clip art. Instructions say, free of clip art. This, folks, is clip art. These basically don't make sense to me. And you'll understand why in a minute. So, flat shoes, sheer shoes, optional. Okay, well, I'll have to take a little piece of that. There's no border here, no time, no effort really put into this. Nothing that the person is wearing is in this, which is interesting. And I'm wondering why we have this. Oh, well, that probably tells me why. Look at this. Oh, no. I thought they all were grouped together. They're not. But this is. That's weird. So the person made a big text box as opposed to just using the text box. Oh, now I know why. Well, they have everything inside of the text box, and when they put everything inside of the text box, guess what happened? The text got smaller. So we've got to go ahead and adjust that. And see how it all looks back to normal now? That's weird. I've never seen that before. So anyway, I would get rid of this and pop in what you're really going to need and show what you use, because again, to me, that provides, some level of detail. So text box, don't like that. Next slide. The borders here give me a little bit of a challenge. I'm not happy with the borders, and I wonder why we even have this, why we have the change in the colors. I'm wondering what the purpose of the change in colors really is. What does it do for me here? What am I getting from that? I need the motivation, as they say in acting. Also, these borders are not exactly sitting too well with me. They don't look polished. The borders are kind of weird. It's almost like they've been faded out. What I would prefer to see done with the border, if I can get a hold of the border, I don't know if it's possible, I'm going to try, or the picture. Yes, so I would prefer that we have a border that actually is a line. And get rid of, I don't know why that's there. That concerns me. I want to, yeah, get rid of that. That's not helping me. But if I get a border that, again, works with what I'm trying to do and weight the actual border, let's see what we got going on now. It looks as though it's like kind of, it looks more professional to me. But these effects that they had here, I'm like, why? It doesn't work. That doesn't work. I mean, some of those work, some of them don't. This glow, I think is what it was. It was a glow. It doesn't look right. Doesn't look right. So I would take that off. And again, to undo something, Control Z, and that'll fix it. But yeah, this doesn't look right. The photo itself could have been touched up too because it's not bright. Let's see if I did anything else to that photo. I don't know. It's like different. It's very different. So definitely I would fix that. Also, again, let's take a look and see what we got here. Take that off. Boom, we don't need that. Take that off. Clearly the person doing this, I don't know if they knew what they were doing. But again, a little bit more, that's what happened, the transparency. So take the transparency off. That's why. There we go, that's better. So the transparency is there. But again, this, I don't know why we have that. We don't need this. So I need to go back to the photo and fix this picture if I can. Border. Not working. Not too thrilled with this. Let's move on to the next one. The next slide. Again, same problem. Same issue. Same problem. Don't like this. It's just not working for me. Again, demonstrates that you're not familiar with the application. Or you just didn't take any time with it. I just don't know why that's there. If I take this off, hopefully it'll come away from it. Let's see. Yeah, just take that off. Again, the idea here is to make your presentation polished. Get a nice border down here. See if I can take off this other stuff with it. No, that's not going to work. Undo that. And let's see here. But something, the border is not, I'm not feeling this border. I need to see a better border. And it's white. I don't need it to be white. It all, again, needs to be part of the same schema. That's why. Again, looks clean, looks more polished. To me, it does. So again, as you can imagine, as I'm going in this presentation, I'm making the various adjustments. You see what we have here. This passes marginally. It passes pretty much with, let's say, maybe a very high D, maybe a low C. Not really what I'm looking for. So I really need to see you take a little time and effort into this. Now, as I say all of that to you, I also want to take a quick moment to make some needed modifications, if I can, to due dates, because I know that's on your mind. So if he wants all of these things done, well, how in the world is he going to go ahead and, I mean, we need time to get that done, right? And you're absolutely right. You certainly need more time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over my calendar, bring this over, do a split screen with this, bring over the actual syllabus calendar, make this a little bigger, bring these dates down. And you can notice that I've made some modifications, and I'll make those same modifications in the syllabus. Now, initially we said that we were going to turn in the stuff for the demonstration speech, PowerPoint, and so forth. Yeah. That needs to be fixed. I actually have the due date. That needs to be the 27th. I'm changing that to the 27th. We actually have your outlines. I haven't looked at those yet, but if you want to make modifications to those, you can. So I'm going to go ahead and make that modification also on the 27th. So I'm giving you till the 27th, 5 p.m. to revise your presentations, because I know they can be better. In some cases, I saw people who did not turn in fitness demonstrations at all. They actually turn in demonstrations on how to cut hair, how to make macaroni and cheese. And again, that to me lets me know that you're not reading the syllabus, or you just don't want to do what I've asked you to do. And we have a grade for that. So I want to make sure that you, again, do what I need you to do. as opposed to doing this completely on your own. There's a reason why I wanted people to do a fitness demonstration, and that is because everyone kind of can start with ground zero. And again, it's fun. I don't want people to feel as though they have to show me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. No, I really want you to get out, get into the environment, get some fresh air, bend, stretch. This is intended to be a fun assignment, but also a good assignment that's going to really help you with multimedia as far as taking photographs, presenting things using PowerPoint. The other thing that I did too is I made a modification to the actual due date for the demonstration speech itself. It was due on the 4th of October. I've now changed that to October 11th, as you can see here. So now I'll go ahead and go over these one more time. So we've made those modifications. I also have made some modifications for the informative speech. The informative speech right now tentatively is due on the... Tentatively, it was due sometime last week of October. I've now changed that to the 1st of November, which is a Sunday. We also have the other bits and pieces, which are due on the 18th. And again, feel free to look at this. And so that should be able to help you out a lot. I haven't modified too much with that because I want to make sure that, again, we are all on the same page. So again, let me go over this with you one more time before I close out. And again, feel free to contact me if you have any further questions. So I'm going to go ahead and go over that information with you one more time. So if we look at my other monitor, I've got it over here. The demonstration speech, the due date for that, again, as you will see in this area. Yeah, I got it right this time. In this area down here, you will see it says the 11th of October. Okay, and also for the accessories for that, the PowerPoint and the demonstration PowerPoint as the outline. Again, due date modification here, down here. It should be here by my little stick man. This area here. Due on the 27th of September, 5 p.m., okay? So we made those modifications. Now, if you submitted something into me, I'm going to get it back to you and let you see, this is not what I'm looking for, or this is great, it's spot on, but how can we improve it? But I don't want anyone to feel as though I'm making additional work for you. I want to make sure that you have good quality work. And on my side, I apologize for not putting that information out there in advance. I thought that I had, but I had not. I also thought that by you watching the demonstration video tutorials that you would have actually followed those to the letter. So again, that's short-sightedness on my part, and I apologize for that, but we'll get that right. Okay, so if you have no further questions, again, feel free to contact me down below. 919-530-7108. Office hours, again, I'm playing now. Office hours are Monday and Wednesday from 11 until 3. Then on Tuesday, Thursday from 10:40, but I'll just say 11, 10:40 to 1 o'clock. And if you want to talk with me in a one-on-one personal hangout, we can do that too. Just let me know. We'll make the time, and we'll make sure that we can accommodate you. Okay, so please take advantage of this opportunity. Don't sit on it. If you have questions, contact me, or get other people to help you too. And I will see if I can even have some of the other students who've done this type of presentation make themselves available to help you as well. Okay, guys, have a great week. We'll see you at Hangout, and have a good, enjoyable week. Be productive. Talk to you soon. Take care. Be well. Bye-bye.